Welcome to Tech Brothers with Amir. In this video, we are going to learn how to read cell value from Excel by using script task in SSIS package. So there are two things we are going to do in this video. We will read the cell value from Excel and then insert into the SQL Server table. Also, we will save that cell value to the SSIS variable from the script task, so we can use in precedence, constraint, expressions, etc. Let's go ahead and take a look. First of all, I have two Excel files sitting here in one of the folder called the source. Let's open the TechBrothersIT file, and we see that there is one sheet, and this is the part we would like to read. So this is date created on, and maybe we want to compare it. Okay, if this file is created today, we want to load it, or if we want to load the previous files, we can use in precedence constraint these values and make decision about these files, or just archive if that does not match according to our criteria. So there could be tons of scenario why we read these cell values. Now I have created a post with the Execute SQL Task, and the people were not able to read the data type, cell type, especially just I will say data type from the Excel with using Execute SQL Task. So I thought, okay, I did not take a look on that one. I could have go back and figure out why it's happening, but I thought, okay, maybe I will create this scenario with the script task, and then we can learn different way how to handle this situation. Also, when I'm going to create this table, I will not be just always reading this cell. See, it is C5. That's the cell, and I can change to any time to read any cell. So I want to make a dynamic package. There I can pass the cell number. Especially see here we have a column named C and the row is 5, so C5. Tomorrow, if I would like to read B and 6, I should be able to read this cell. And again, let's go to the next file here, and this is again we have sheet 1. You can have another sheet name, whatever you like, that will work as well, because we are looping through the sheet names. So whatever the sheet is here is going to read it and then get the value and insert into the SQL Server table, and also it will save to the variable. Notice one thing here, we have only one sheet. I will tell you if we will have multiple sheets what will happen. So now let's go ahead and save it. Yes, we are going to the SSDT SQL Server Data Tools, but here let's create a new SSIS package, and I already have a Tech Brothers website open. This is the table definition I'm going to use. You can go to the SSIS tutorial in the techbrothersit.com, and there you will see script task, and under that here, right here, you will be going to all the way to the Excel source and destination, and here we have how to read cell value. The post is written there. You can copy the script from there. So first of all, we need to create this table. I'm going to create this table right here in the Tech Brothers IT database and paste it here. I already have created this table, so I don't need to create it. I'm going to just select the data and truncate if it is there, because I was doing some testing and before I made the video. So truncate table, that's why the table is there. Okay, truncate the table. We see that we have a ID, that's an identity, and we have cell value, and then we have Excel file that's going to have Excel file name and sheet name. That's how I'm inserting. You can have another column separate, say Excel sheet name, if you would like to put them as a separate, but in my case I concatenated the both values and putting in one column. Now let's go to the SSDT, right click here, SSIS package, new SSIS package, read cell value from Excel. We will be creating a few variables as we need to deploy this package to production, UAT and QA, so we can use those variables in the configuration and pass the value to those variables from the configuration. And that's the one reason we don't have to make changes to the package. Always use the configuration if we want to change our mind. Instead of reading cell 4 C4, we want to read C5 or B6. We can always make the changes or pass the value through the configuration. First of all, we are going to say source folder That's where our files are. Okay, this is going to be string, and get the path, come back here. Next, as we are going to use the script task, there could be problem. So in case of error happen, I'm putting the information in a log folder. A log file will be created right here. So you see that error log with datetime will be created in case error happen. So I'm going to copy this one and paste it to there, and then we are going to provide which cell we would like to read. Cell value, cell to read, and this is going to be string as well. And let's say C4, that's what we want to read for now. Let me open that one. It was C5 or C4 right here. So we have C, and then this is 5. So this is the cell we would like to read. If you would like to read this one, so it is B and 6. So you will say B6, column first and then the row number. So in my case, the column is C, and then I'm going to read the 5th row, and that's the cross section of this cell. So close it and come back. C5 actually. All right, and then we have a cell value output. This is a variable which we will save the value into from script task, so we can use in further tasks or precedence constraints and everywhere. We don't need to provide any value for this one. Now instead of using the for each loop in the script task, I'm going to use the built-in for each loop. Why? If I will use the for each loop inside the script task, then value will be all the files will be read. Then the Excel value output variable, that will be the last Excel file sheet data. So because we are going to read and keep writing, override it, so it is inside the script. What I want to do, I want to use the SSIS right here for each loop, read the file, get the value out from the script task, use it in the next task, and then go back and get the next file, instead of using the for each loop inside the script. And then I will never have those cell value output for each of the file. I will still able to insert it in the SQL Server table, but I will not be able to use because I'm going to use the for each loop inside script task. That's going to overwrite this value. So use the for each loop container here this time. Sorry, this one I have to and also one more variable we need to create. It's called table name, because we want to insert the data into the table. So provide the name. I'm going to provide this name, DBO cell info. All good. Now click here and add new ADO.NET connection. Because we are writing the data to the SQL Server table, we need a connection manager that we can use in the script task. TechBrothersIT. Good. Hit OK. Hit OK. Now let's rename this one. So I'm going to call this one DB connection and TechBrothersIT. Bring the for each loop here, and let's minimize this part. Now in the for each loop, we have source folder, right? Go to collections, and we are going to use the for each for each file enumerator. And here in the expressions, I need to provide the directory. Okay, I want to get the directory from the variable, because I can change that variable value by using configuration in different environments. So hit OK. What type of files I would like to read? XLSX. That's the files I would like to read. And fully qualified path. Okay, give me the fully qualified path of that file. Variable mapping, I will be creating a new variable, and I'm going to call this one Excel file full path. This is going to be a string. Hit OK and hit OK. Now our package is pretty much ready here. We have to bring the script task inside the for each loop, double click and add the variables. So we will be adding user variables, and then all those variables here. Let's see, log folder and table name, and hit OK. Now click on edit script, and while it is opening the editor, we will be going to the TechBrothersIT and getting the script. See, the post is written there. You can follow this post step by step, and from there, if you don't want to watch the video, that's absolutely okay. You are in office, it's always not easy to watch the videos, and you will be copying the namespaces part first. I'm going to put the link of this post in the description of the video, so you can click there and come to this post directly, instead of come to techbrotherit.com and then SSIS videos and all that. So you don't have to go all the way, you will be just using the description. And go to namespaces, paste. We are reading some files, so system.io namespace will be used as we are dealing with the Excel reading data. We will be using a system.data.oledb namespace. We will use different method and instances from these namespaces. We will be using system.data.sql client. This namespace will be used to write the data to the SQL server. Let's remove this success message, and we are going to go back to the TechBrothersIT and copy the code. Go all the way here, copy, and come back to editor and post it right here. My neighbor is mowing his lawn, so I'm not gonna stop myself. His lawnmower was broken for a while, so we didn't hear noise, but now he's working, seems like. Now let's go back here. We are declaring a variable of string type, date time. This is the value we'll be using in the log file. So if a if error happen, log file will be created. That will be created with the timestamp. Now we are using the try block. Inside the try, we are going to read that Excel file and then read the cell value. Once we read the cell value, we will be able to log into the or insert into the SQL Server table. Also, we will be able to set the cell value output variable by using that value. So we can use further this variable in the SSIS package. If error happen, we will be catching the exception and writing to the log file. Let's read through the code. So in the try block, I have string type of variable called cell to read, and that's I'm saving the value of our SSIS variable. So cell to read, fine. Table name, okay, I'm creating another variable and saving SSIS SSIS variable value in that one. I'm declaring two variables here, string cell name and cell number. Why? There is a reason. Because when you read the data from the Excel, what is going to happen? You have to say select asterisk from this sheet, and you have to tell like which range you would like to read. So for C5, if I need to read, I have to provide C4 and ending is C5. So I have to generate this C starting point, C4. If I'm reading this one, B6, I have to provide a starting point here. So I will say B5. As in the variables, you see that I'm only asking you provide me cell to read. So I'm not asking you start or end point. So you are telling me exact cell, I have to generate the starting point. That's the reason. So what I did here in the script, as I have the value, the actual cell value we want to read, if we will subtract minus -1 from the actual cell number. Let's say if I want to read B6, if I will get the 6 out of B part and then subtract -1, subtract 1 or 1, then we will be starting with the B5. So that's how it is working. Now Excel full path, that's where the Excel file, that's on every loop of for each we are going to get the new one. So here what I'm saying, I'm declaring a variable, say alphanumeric string, and using the regex or regex and creating two groups. I'm saying alpha when it is A to Z or a capital or small, okay, that's alpha. If this is a numeric between 0 to 1, because my sheet see here you will be surprised maybe why it's not taken the just last digit, and that's our numeric value. But tomorrow if your cell is right here, what I will be doing, if it will be down all the way in hundreds or thousands of record numbers, so what I will do, I need to get the number out of the alpha and then subtract 1. So I have to do that. here once I have the groups and we know that cell to read, that's a C5 in our case right now, and that's the value. What happened, I get that cell name, so that's the C part, and then I will get the number by using the numeric group from the regex or regex expressions. Now once I have that, I need to convert that to the integer, as I have defined cell number as integer, so I can subtract to 1 from there. Okay, here now I have starting point, so cell name and cell number, I got the values. Now I'm telling like which SQL connection to use. I have created a DB connection TechBrothersIT, that's the connection manager name, so I will use that because I'm writing the data to the SQL server table. Here I'm declaring a couple of strings, say string connection string, a string header, and the header is equal to yes, connection string is equal to provider Microsoft.ace.oledb.12.0. so use the Excel full path. Okay, header is this. Even you don't use this header, that's still going to work because we don't really care about this. We are not reading the header and all that, we are just reading the cell. Fine. Okay, connection, and use the connection string. Come back here and read all the sheets information. So read all the tables schema. So now we have the sheets. So here I'm declaring a sheet and putting it into the blank. Then I'm using the for each loop to loop through those sheet names. If you have single sheet, doesn't matter whatever the name of that sheet is, you are going to read that. That's what I was talking. If you have multiple sheets, so it is going to get the first one, it will write the data to the SQL table, then it will set the value to this variable. So fine, but it's not going to stop there, it's going to go to the next sheet and do the same thing. So this variable at the end, what it will have the value from the last sheet. So if you have multiple sheets, I will suggest you, okay, provide the name. Maybe you always read the data or the cell value from the sheet 1. So in that case you can put the conditions here, say if sheet name is equal to sheet 1, just read this part and then insert it and set the value. In that case you will be all done. Okay, now if you have multiple sheets and you just want to insert to the table, and you can get the value from the table as well. So once you have in the SQL server table, it's much easier to process the things and get the correct record. Now once we have the sheet name, it is going to select start from sheet name, cell name, remember C and starting point, so that's the starting cell, so it will say C4, and then this is our cell to read C5, and the colon is between. That's how you provide the range to read the cell. Then we are loading the data into the data table. I defined or declare a variable called cell value set to blank value, and then I'm using the for each loop to read the data from the data table. It is only one record, so I'm selecting the array 0 and saving the value to the cell value. Once I have the value, I'm declaring another string here, insert query, and building my string. So I'm saying insert into table name, Excel file name, cell value, and say values Excel file name is file full path, sheet name is equal to sheet name, and comma cell value. So this will insert the record in my table. Now I run the query by using a SQL command here, and then finally I will set the value for a cell value output. This is the variable that we are going to use in our SSIS tasks or further presence constraints and expressions, and equal to cell value. Fine. And if error happen, we are writing the data, creating a new file called error log underscore datetime dot extension. We have a dot log extension. So this is it, and fail the package. Fine. Let's go ahead and test few things now. Let's close the Excel. Hit OK. Run your package. Okay, it completed successfully. Now let's go back here and see what values we have here. So you can see that the values came correct. It read both cells from each of the Excel file and each of the Excel sheet and put it there. Now how we would know that that value was set? Remember, there is a variable we have created, a cell value output, and one thing happened there. We don't know if that value was variable value was set correctly or not. So let's bring another script task here. So we can see if the value is saved in that variable, we can see in the second task or not. So cell value output. Okay, I'm going to just print that. So message box.dtx. Here I'm going to copy this one. This you could have write it, but now this second script is open. We are going to the public void main, send message box dot show. I like that one lawnmower is not working for my neighbor. I'm just kidding. I mean, it should work. I will help him out even to make it work. But the thing is, now for it gave us a couple of minutes to work on. So see, every time the first script task is the same in the value, and now we are going to print this one in the second script task. That will tell us like, okay, it did read the value, saved it. One more thing, you will be saying, read only variables. Amir has put this value cell to read cell value output here in the first one. So he is putting in the read only variable, and he's expecting like, okay, it should be setting the value and all that. Let's see if SSIS throw us error. So let's run it. It ran. So the second task, see the value is printed or displayed. Hit OK. Now it came back for the next file. It printed the value. So one thing to notice here, if even you have a see cell value output, that is the variable where I'm setting the value. Here it should be read write variable maybe, but even you put in the read only variable, it still work. So it doesn't matter, but I will suggest you like go ahead and put in the read write variable instead of putting in the read only variable. But it will work. I'm using the latest versions in SSIS right now, and there is no problem. Okay, now if we go back here and let's the values are there. So we ran the package 2 times, that's why. Now I decided I want to read the B6 cell. Okay, so let's go to variable. I don't have to make any change, but only B6. Remember that was a number. So we have a 99 and 100, probably that those were the values on different Excel files. So we see that the very first one is that value is red, it's 99, and the other one is 2000. Okay, so we go back here, and if we run, see the values are written there. Great. Let's go back one more time. I will show you right here. This was 99, and this is the value I want to show you. It was 2000. So that's read correctly. Let's close it. Now, how to use this one in the precedence, constraints, or expression. 2 things to notice here. See, even I'm only the reading the date part. It is putting this timer. Okay, you can say that why I could have created date type of variable for cell output variable and save it as a date, because I want to make my package dynamic. I can read any type of cell. I want to read maybe a string. I want to read a number. I want to read maybe decimal, any type of cell I want to read it, and then I can play with it inside the SSIS, or I insert the value here in the table and then get from there. So now what I want to do here, if my cell value is, let's say I read the cell value and it is 99 or 1000 or whatever, I want to put a condition here. I don't want to run this one if the value does not match. Now let's go to the expressions, and here we'll say at the rate and then cell value output. And now we will be comparing. If it is 99, I can always, or I want this next task to run. If it is something different, I don't want to run it. So in case let's say you would like to compare, okay, if your output value is equal to get date for today's date or something, you can go to expressions and write your expression here, and that will really help. Okay, depending upon the condition, you can write a lot of condition from that cell value, like what exactly should be evaluated, and you want to run the next task, or you don't, maybe data flow is there, and if the file does not have today's date in that cell, you don't want to run it. So hit OK. Now if we will go and run this package, what is going to happen? It is going to get the first value from the first file, and it is 99, so it is running the second task. When I hit OK, and it read the second value here, but it did not go to the second task because expression was evaluated as a false. The value was 2000 and that's not equal to 99. So that's why you will use in precedence constraint. Now let's go back here, and one last thing I would like to tell you guys before we let's use the constraint here. We don't really need to use it. If you have multiple sheets here, so let's say we have another sheet, and I'm going to copy this same, copy, paste. Instead of 99 we would like to say 999. That's it, and this is coming from sheet 2. So close it. Let's truncate the table so we will know that what exactly happened. Now in this case I can tell you my observation, as for each loop is going to read the first file, then inside the script task, the very first script task, it is going through it will go through the sheets. So it will read the first sheet, insert the data into SQL table and set the value for a cell value output. But as we have more than one sheet, then the loop is going to work again and insert the value into the table and then again set the value for this variable. So what we will get here in the printer will get the value that is coming from sheet 2 for this Excel file. So that's what I'm saying. If you have multiple files and you want to read the value for each of that, maybe you want to save into the package table, and then start from there. So you have the file name, you have the sheet name, you have the actual value, and you can make decision. Or if you would like to read always from sheet 1, you want to hard code or put the if condition in the code and say, okay, if my sheet name is 1, read the cell, otherwise I don't really care about that. So hit OK. Now let's run it. There are tons of scenarios that can people can have it. So that's the problem. I cannot create the videos with each scenario. I can give you different scenarios here, but I can explain you can make small modification to your script, and then you will be able to use it. See, it is reading the second sheet. It read the first one, and if you go back here and check your table, you will see the both values are inserted into table from the sheet 1, and this one is coming from sheet 2, but only it is displaying this value because we had multiple sheets here. It read each of the sheet, and whatever the last sheet was, it read that cell value and saved to the cell value output variable, and then it came to this part and showing us that. Hit OK. Now next sheet it has only one, next file has only one sheet, so it read that and came to the this task. Close your package. Let's run the SSIS select query on the table. Now we see that it read all of them. So in the table it is inserting, but again there are different situations. I showed you how to read the cell value. You can change according to your situation. Now last, and I would like to just show you this part. Now if you are in a SSIS video tutorial and you have a lot of Excel scenarios, what I did, I created a lot of videos here. We have 27 videos, how to read a single file, how to read multiple file, how to read multiple sheets and all that, how to skip data rows and read from 5th rows or 10th rows and all those. You have different scenarios. One, you go through these one, maybe the scenario is already there. So you don't have to worry. You have cell value. Okay, you read the cell value, and then you want to skip few rows and start reading the data from that Excel sheet. So you can do that. You can merge them together, put the both condition together in one package or one script task, and start working from there. So I hope this will help. I will put the link in the description so you can copy the code and test for your scenarios. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.